Hi, welcome to the video. My name's Dychronic, and today we're taking a look at the Destiny 2 weekly reset for June 7th, 2022. Me and my buddy Redrick's over here holding his fancy shiny sword. I'm gonna introduce the weekly reset for you. Wow, he's level 100? Wow. So I know what you're probably asking yourself, what's special going on this week? Let me tell you, the special thing going on this week is gonna be increased Vanguard. So if you wanna get Vanguard rank, not Ordeal rewards, Vanguard rank, it is available this week. All you do is click here and it says right there, double Vanguard. In case you wanted that really crappy heavy machine gun that they got for from the vendors. Yeah. Moving on, let's go ahead and get started. First up for the Nightfall Ordeal this week, we have the Warden of Nothing. It's going to be the servitor at the end of the Prison of Elders mission. This one's probably going to be a legend for the 100k. And according to LightGG, it is Insight Terminus with DFA and a long goodbye. And I don't think that that's correct because DFA was last week. So let me know in the comments down below what the unique is. These websites are not updating whenever there's a hotfix, and there seems to be one every single week. Moving on with the strike stuff, we have Arcsinge. Rotating Crucible playlist is going to be Team Scorched. The Vault of Glass Raid challenge this week is going to be the only Oracle for you. I believe this is going to be the one in the second encounter. Essentially, you're not allowed to shoot the same Oracle placement twice, so you just have a rotation around the field. The Vow of Disciple Raid challenge is going to be Looping Catalyst, taking place in the final boss encounter. Essentially, you have to never lose leeching during the symbols phase, so you just have to make sure you trade it in extra time, and you should be able to do it before that second phase of the symbol phase. And in case you're wondering, the rotating raid and dungeon with pinnacle rewards is the Deepstone Crypt and Prophecy. And I believe both of these, if they're the same as before, it's only the final boss encounter. So if you can get a checkpoint, it will be the best. But obviously, these missions and raids actually have a lot of good stuff to offer, so don't miss out on the good stuff there. Up next, let's take a look at the Eververse Store, showing off all the different Bright Dust options. First of all, the N33DL is going to be a special, wow, that's fancy, a special ship if you want this. We have an ornament for the Parasite. If your Parasite is just a little basic, you can get one of these bad boys. Following that, we have a transmit effect called the Siva Emergence, and of course, the Tide Smoke, which is a new shader. Ooh, Lorelei is always so crazy with this. Ooh, that's a fancy looking arm piece right there. Moving on for the other Bright Dust section. First up, we have the Rising Dawn emote, which is you pulling out a big old sword and then holding it. Wah! Very fancy. We have the Happy Stars emote, which you kind of just dance like this. Look at the feet going back. That's beautiful. We have the Metropolis shell? Metropolis. We have the War-Torn Peregrine, which is like an old style sparrow, but it's war-torn. We have an ornament for the Austringer, if you want your Austringer to look a little bit different. Keep in mind that the ornament actually does affect like the sights and the size and the shape of the weapon, so it may end up changing things for you. We also have the arm piece for whatever class you're on. I'm on my Titan, so obviously I do see the Titan ones, and as always, it's pretty fire. We have a Ghost Rejection. We have a Transmit effect, the Box of Whatever. We have a Harpy's Cry, looks like this. We have the Celebrate Newness, which is just, it's fireworks, yay! We have the, whatever this thing is called, Mistoposphore. Mistoposphore. Whoa, that's a crazy looking shader. We have the Hazard Pay, which looks like this. We have the Abyssian Gold, which is not very gold, and the Bloody Tooth, one of my favorite shaders in the game. Bloody Tooth and Warbrick have a nice color combination. One's matte, one's shiny, and depends on the armor pieces that you're wearing, obviously. Titans are a little bit weird, but pretty good shader. I would recommend it. I mean, I might as well. It's cheap, right? I mean, cheap! Might as well. After that, let's take a look at the new seasonal challenges, and there's two of which are retroactive, or at least more of them are, but like I automatically unlock two. I don't know why this one says I have progress when I literally have 0 progress. Anyways, first one is going to be completing the Bound in Sorrow 3, basically quest line and precision kills on Scorn. Completing Tears of the Nightmare Containment public vent on the Derelict. This one is Nightmares harvested and chests from the Bounding. I assume this has to do with the Tier 3 containment. On Leviathan, defeating combatants with shotguns, fusion rifle, final blows, and defeating powerful combatants. Throne World bounties, patrols, public events, and lost sectors. Reaching 1560. Killing with long-range weapons, pulse rifles, bows, trace rifles in the Throne World. Defeat Taken and Gambit. Killing Guardians and Team Scorched. And defeating champions and Nightfalls in more progress and high-level difficulty. And they all seem to be XP plus, and none of them have that extra reward that we've seen previously, this little Figments of Darkness, unfortunately. So if you want the Figments, you have to go through the level ups and, of course, the previous weeks. And of course, let's take a look at the Gunsmith's inventory. First up today, we have a Perseus D. Not a big fan of 150 RPM scout rifles. This one has a Vorpal compulsive reloader and some other stuff that I really don't care about. This one can roll with explosive payload, so I'd highly recommend that if you like the 150s. We have a crate, which is auto-loading 1-for-all. 1-for-all is actually pretty good on the 720 auto rifles. You have some range and stability stuff, but I wish this wasn't a handling masterwork, and auto-loading is not preferred on primaries, but it's not a bad roll. Following that, we have the Pleiades Corrector, which is always coming out as a bad roll. Just doesn't have a lot of great rolls. Field Prep is not useful. Elemental Capacitor is probably not useful, just not a lot of great perks on it. We have the Snorri FR5, which has a steady with Wellspring. It has a range masterwork, particle, and projection, as well as extended barrel. Definitely something that could have some use in both PvP and PvE, but there are definitely better rolls for both. Memory Interdict, which is Underdog Danger Zone. I think, oh, and it has spike grenades as well. It does not have a major damage perk like Interference or GL5, and I would recommend that, although it does have Impulse Amplifier, which definitely really helps in PvP. And finally, Palindrome B, which is an Impulse Amplifier, Adrenaline Junkie, which has Impact Casing and some reload stuff, which is really, really nice. So this is a decent roll, but obviously you can shape this and get the best roll. And of course, if you haven't seen it already, I do live stream after all of these videos, as well as all the times on screen right now. Come check it out. We'll often have open lobbies for the raids, for pinnacles, and all the seasonal stuff as well. And of course, a big thank you to my patrons on Patreon. Specifically, a big thank you to Mom, Dad, Kish Thompson, Kellan, Alstruck, Jacob Berg, Monday, Studio Bachman, Juno Panther, and Case Reagan, Father support on Patreon. And that's it. Hope you guys did enjoy. My name is Dychronic, and I'll see you guys on the next one.